Hi everyone, Savannah Tree Foundation Field Manager Jake Henry here, and today we're looking at a particular tree species. And just for reference, we are in the north end of Forsyth Park. You can see the fountain over there. This section was actually dedicated as an arboretum about 20 years ago, and essentially what that means is this is sort of a collection of lots of different interesting tree species. So there are over 50 different species here in this part of the park. So if you want to test your tree ID, come out here. But I'm going to give you a freebie today. So this is China fir, or Cunninghamia Lanceolata. This is a really interesting tree you don't see much of here in Savannah. There are a few of them here in Forsyth Park though, and I wanted to talk about it because it actually is a pretty popular ornamental in general, but not necessarily here in Savannah. So hence the name. It is from China, so it's non-native. But with all non-natives, I have to, give a disclaimer whether it's invasive or not, because they can vary quite a bit. And the China fir has not shown any indication of being invasive, so that's a good thing. And it's been planted for quite a long time. It's been used for a long time, so this is one that we're not too worried about. Now, the name is good in terms of letting you know where it's from, the China fir, but it's not actually a fir. It's actually in a different family entirely. So this is where we have to be careful with these common names. So firs are actually in the family Pinaceae, so pines, they're pretty closely related to. But the China fir is actually more closely related to like our bald cypress. It's in the family Cupressaceae. So, that may not mean a lot to most folks, but for, plant ID and understanding how plants grow and behave in our natural environment, it can help a lot to understand how it's related to a lot of other species. Especially when it comes to invasive pests and diseases, diversity is always a good thing. So let's take a look at the actual leaves on this tree. And they're kind of interesting. So leaves, needles, these have these kind of short little spines on them, and they're pretty sharp. Right now they're not too bad because this is pretty fresh growth, so it's a little bendy, but as it ages and gets older, those spines can get pretty sharp. Now it looks like most of this, I don't see any seeds. You can see some of the flowers here. This is what's actually producing the pollen here on the tree. And let's see if we can find some of the seed pods, because they kind of look like little miniature pine cones, and I don't think it has any. So here's some resprout growth here along the base. Really beautiful bark on this tree too. It's kind of a rough reddish bark. It's not deeply furrowed, so we talk about a lot of trees have deep furrowing, like our live oaks, the really deep ridges. This is pretty shallow furrows on this one, but a really beautiful bark on it. And I don't see any fruit right now. It looks like it's just producing all this pollen, all these flowers, and it'll start producing fruit throughout the year as we go on. So it's a good one to keep an eye on. As I said, it's just kind of a nice ornamental. It hasn't shown any indication of being invasive, so we're not worried about it. But really a beautiful tree that you don't see a lot of. So if you're in Forsyth Park, keep an eye out for one of these and see if you can spot it. All right, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Take care.